Hi there. Sorry I haven't been on YouTube recently, but I've had a sinus infection for coming up to 9 weeks and I'm still battling through it with the help of antibiotics and sprays. Anyway, I received a private message on YouTube yesterday and was, as usual, going to reply to the sender, but instead decided to make a video about the subject matter because I think it's important. Plus, I'm sure there are other people out there who feel the same way. The young guy who wrote to me, you know who you are, tells me that he's an 18-year-old male virgin and thinks he is gay. He's attracted to older men, in his case over 30 years old, so nothing unusual there. And from what I can gather, he doesn't find women particularly attractive. However, he's reached that point where he's very unsettled by his realisations. He goes on to say that, in his own words, "If it turned out that I was gay, I don't think I could ever come out. My brother and dad hate gays, and I'm not the type of person to be gay." This struck a chord with me because at the age of 18 I could just as easily have written the same letter. I was lucky that when it came to the crunch and I did finally come out, my family, once they'd got used to the idea, were very supportive. However, when I was in my teens, I have to admit that I too felt, despite my attraction to other guys, I never considered for a moment that I was gay myself. We grow up in a very heterosexual society with little or no positive gay role models that we can identify with. Although gay rights have moved forward in leaps and bounds since I was a teenager, the media still loves to portray most gay people in stereotypical fashion. Gay men are often still portrayed as over-the-top camp individuals that all love women's fashions and hairdressing, interior decorating, and would faint at the sight of Madonna in person. They are still thrown into sitcoms purely for comedy value, and so long as they can be laughed at, they somehow end up as a kind of caricature of real people, so they don't have to be taken seriously or treated with any respect. But in reality, of course, there is no type of person who is gay. Gay people can be labourers, road sweepers, soldiers, bricklayers, carpenters, engineers, teachers, doctors, politicians, or any other profession you care to think of. I too, like the guy in my letter, thought that I would grow up to be the regular husband and dad with the little wife and obligatory 2.4 children, making up yet another perfect nuclear family. I couldn't imagine ever being able to form a stable, loving relationship with another man. But of course, real life's not like that, and when we realise our true nature, we also have to wonder, where do I fit in? I spent years dating women trying to fit in. I thought if I went out with enough of them, surely one of them would rock my boat. But it never happened. I was going through the motions. I became very attached to two different girls at different times, but being attached and being attracted are two very different things. You can only continue the life for so long, and ultimately you'll be much happier accepting your true self and going with that. It took me some time, but I did eventually branch out into the gay dating scene, and once there I never looked back. Being gay doesn't mean that you have to become some sort of sex fiend, dating an endless string of men in one-night stands and never feeling fulfilled. Sure, if that's what you're into, go for it, and you'll find plenty more who feel the same way. But if you would prefer to find true love and would like the happy monogamous relationship, there are thousands out there that want the same thing. After dating several guys over a few years, I eventually met someone with whom I clicked. I spent 21 years with him, and I'm now coming up to 10 years with my second partner, who is, incidentally, 24 years my junior, proving that age gap relationships can work too. So, it is entirely possible. To you, the letter writer, I know it all seems very scary at the moment. You're treading a very different path. But you don't have to succumb to what society deems to be the perfect adaptation of a useful, productive life. You firstly have to come to terms with who you are. It's really not that difficult. If you only fancy men, you're gay. If you only fancy women, you're straight. And if you fancy either or both, you're bisexual. If you feel that you identify completely with the opposite sex to the one you were born with, then you're most likely transsexual, but I don't think that's the case for you. Once you've established your role in life, you then have to come out to yourself first. It's not always easy. You have to say, for instance, I'm gay, I like men, so what? If other people don't like that fact, it's their problem, not mine. Of course, if you're still living at home and just know that you would get a bad reaction from your family, then err on the side of caution and keep it to yourself until such time that you have your own place. It is laudable that you've reached the point where you want to come out and tell everyone, but never put yourself in danger or out on the street. Be safe and keep a roof over your head. And then, get on with it. There are these days many different ways you can meet like-minded people. In my younger days, hardly anyone, including myself, knew what the word gay meant. There were no gay places to go, certainly. Today there are gay pubs, clubs, hotels, holiday companies, and just about every town has somewhere that you can go to meet other gay people. Plus, you now have the internet. There are countless gay social networking sites, dating sites, and of course porn sites. With just a few clicks of a mouse you could be arranging your first gay date. Bear in mind, of course, that if you do decide to meet someone that you've only chatted to online, that the first time you meet, it has to be somewhere very public. You need to be able to meet someone face to face in a safe area before deciding whether to take it any further. Always be careful and always be prepared for the fact that you may have to kiss a lot of frogs before you meet your prince. I think I covered most things in your letter, but if there's anything else that you want to ask me or anybody else wants to ask me, don't hesitate to get in touch. I think I'm going to call it a night. It's been a long day. Okay, bye for now.